On October 1st, 2012, in Katy, Texas, a suburb of Houston, it was a pleasant afternoon, 1:50 p.m.
It's a little bit quiet on this particular Monday. Not a lot going on at all.
You know that lazy feeling you get after you have lunch and everything gets kind of quiet and subdued? That was exactly the atmosphere in First Community Credit Union.
There were 7 people inside the bank.
All employees?
Yes, sir.
And a silver Ford Focus drove down a street called Cinco Ranch Boulevard toward First Community Credit Union, and the car stopped near the bank, and out come 2 men.
What we're seeing here is the 2 suspects have arrived on the scene.
And they have on orange vests like construction workers or street crossing guards often wear.
The first thing that stood out to me were the bright orange construction vests they had on. And I thought to myself for a split second, what are they here to fix?
One man has a painter's mask on his face. Another man is wearing a fake mustache. They're wearing blue latex gloves.
One of them is brandishing a gun.
This is a bank robbery. Give me all your money.
Hands up, this is a robbery.
The older suspect, he takes control of the room. He's got the weapon. Immediately, the younger suspect hops the teller counter.
When he jumps the counter, that's a takeover robbery.
One of the men rushes toward a teller and says, give me everything you've got. I've got bills to pay.
What goes through a banker's mind when a robbery happens?
Fear, just to do what they say, give them what they need, they have guns.
One of the tellers actually is able to slip a pack of bait money into the bag.
This is money with the serial numbers recorded, so the cops are able to trace it.
It was pretty brave on her part.
One of them jumped the counter, one of them rounded up everybody in the office.
You can see that he goes directly for the bank manager. Because she's in charge. She's the one that's going to have access to the safe. She becomes instantly aware that there's a robbery taking place. She activates her silent alarm.
Several of the tellers were actually still on their lunch break back in the break room.
Were you having lunch? What were you doing on the break?
I was sitting in there, I was heating up some food, I was talking on the phone. One of my other coworkers was in there, she had just come in to have her lunch.
They didn't even realize anything was happening until they see a blinking alarm going off.
And I just kind of stopped and I looked up and I told the person on the phone, I was like, I've got to go.
They get everybody together in the safe room and they order them to open the safe.
The only thing that tripped them up, they were so flustered they couldn't get the combos right to open the safe fast enough.
You remember the thoughts that went into your mind as soon as you realized that this is real, this is happening?
To be honest with you, I wanted to go out because I didn't know what was happening. My heart was racing, I felt a pit in my stomach, I felt scared for my coworkers.
They ask somebody where the back door is. Head straight to the back door, out the back of the building. Little did they know that they passed right by the break room where these other 2 employees are monitoring the situation.
Like a bolt of lightning, ran right past the break room, out this back door. As soon as they busted through that door, the alarm sounded. So this door right here is the back door of the bank, and this is where they busted out the door. That moment it hit me. They just robbed us. It took everything I had to remember, oh my God, look out the window and look for them. So these blinds, I did like this real quick. They literally walked down the sidewalk fast as they could until they got to the curb, and then they stopped and they just kind of casually walked to the car.
Bank employees just inside here saw them heading down the alley, and one of them said she saw them get into a silver car. Which was the car parked over here.
And this is the first time we get the description of a silver vehicle.
And they're gone.
What seemed like 30 minutes was, I believe they were in and out in less than 3 minutes. Because they knew exactly what they were doing, they had done this before.
And a successful bank robbery is completed.
When you heard that this bank had been robbed, were you at all surprised?
I was, because we'd had a previous bank robbery here about 6 months prior, and I was thinking, well, that guy's in jail, who's robbing it now?
That detective and other Texas lawmen I interviewed for this story had one question. Who were these guys brazen enough to knock off a bank in the middle of the afternoon during bank hours? And investigators immediately try to find eyewitnesses, noticing that there's a chiropractor who works right next door.
He had noticed two men wearing contractor reflector vests as if they were simply taking a break.
They were sitting right there next to my back door.
Like against the wall?
Yeah, they were actually,
Yeah.
They were actually right here. And that's unusual for anybody to be sitting here in the middle of the day. So I said, you know, hey, how you guys doing? And they said, fine. And I told the little guy, I said, nice mustache. And he kind of giggled a little bit.
Could you tell that the mustache was fake?
Oh, it was fake, yeah.
Oh, you could tell.
And then the FBI actually came back, and they're the ones who told me that those were the guys who robbed the bank.
A closer look at the older bank robber reveals that he's got a walkie-talkie.
Because of the walkie-talkie, we believe that there is someone on the outside of the bank giving them a hand.
So they had those trash bags. How much money did they actually get put in there?
A little over $29,000. It's a pretty good haul. I've had bank robberies where they've had $3,000 or $4,000 total.
Can you imagine what these employees went through?
Oh my goodness. I mean, you start walking into a bank with a weapon and you start pointing that at people and ordering them to cough up the money. I mean, that can change your life forever.
The sheriff's detectives are about to make a series of really jaw-dropping discoveries about these robbers. For one thing, this isn't the only bank they've robbed.
There was a robbery with similar MO at the Comerica Bank.
And another thing, those robbers, one older, one a little bit younger, the way they work so well together, almost like they were family.
That was noticed by all of the employees there, that there was something special about that relationship. They could have been father and son.
Hi everyone, George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel, and don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.